Niaje wase. TapTap Send Money Transfer has launched its app in Kenya. Send money to M-Pesa and Kenyan bank accounts. Send money quickly at the best rate. Hassle-free. Available in the UK, France, Italy, Spain, Netherlands, Belgium, and Germany. Tumaki too.
Caring for your loved ones while far can be challenging. Are you a Kenyan, Nigerian, or Ghanaian supporting family back at home? Or do you live in a city and support family away from you? We know you care. We care too. Introducing Diaspora Care, an easy way to pay for healthcare services. Say no to the frustration, mistrust, inconvenience, and expensive way to transact. Pay now stress-free in easy steps. 1. Download the Diaspora Care app. 2. Register as a supporter. 3. Attach your card or load your wallet via mobile money. 4. Add a beneficiary. Pay for your beneficiary's medication from the comfort of your phone. Enjoy speed, high speed of transaction, affordability, low cost of transactions, accountability, wallet management, trust, guarantee that the money is spent on actual medical services and no other things, convenience, transact from your mobile phone, quality care, guarantee quality medication, be in control. Get medication invoices real-time and pre-approve how much you spend on your loved one's care. Living abroad? Feel at home with Diaspora Care. Download the app on Google Play Store or iOS. For more information, visit www.diasporacare.com or send an enquiry through hello@diasporacare.com.
Yes, hello. Happy New Year. I think we are getting close to the end of the year and you don't believe it. We have not met, right? We have not been live, but we are here with you live again. Happy New Year. I hope your year started well. I hope you're healthy and safe as well. It's so important for safety and we are so lucky that you are here today with us. And guess who? How are you, Lucy? How are you there, Dr. Lucy McKenzie? I know your year started probably very high note. Tell us a little bit, how is your year?
Happy New Year to you and Happy New Year to all our viewers. It is such a great 2022 already. And, I cannot wait to see what we are going to be showcasing for our viewers, whether they are here in Kenya or they are all around the world. It is going to be an amazing, amazing year. So, karibu sana. And how is it in Germany?
Cold. Snowing some places so much, but where I am, it's just raining and tumezoea baridi.
Na huku ni vile tuna enjoy joto kabisa.
I know it's summer there. So today is a special day. Thank you everyone joining you in the right place. And if you're listening to us, I can see some chats coming up. Tell us where you're listening us from. Yes, I'm in at Chama. Yes, there's so much we're going to discuss today. It's about Chama. Hey, Chamas. Chamas,
Yeah.
Used to hear them merry-go-round and then they advanced themselves. Now they're Chamas. And, guys, it's so interesting, especially if you're not connected back at home. So right now we're talking Chama. So people who are not from Kenya, you might orient it with also your old merry-go-round, susus, just to give you in the picture. And but before we go into details, because you're all excited, share with somebody out there, because today the discussion is really, really hot. And we have our guest from Chama Champions, meaning a champion who knows really these things. And I tell you, they are leading, and we are so excited. So who am I? Joy Zenz. I'm the founder of African Women in Europe and African Women in Trade, as well as the chair of Africa Women in Europe SACCO that is now going to investment, probably going to be called a bigger Chama. Yeah, we are also part of that bucket of Chamas. So I'm so excited to be here because we're going to learn a lot. Share as much as possible with your people. Wanawake, this is your area, eh? Chamas. I've never heard of Chamas men, but anyway, introduce yourself, Lucy, and tell us more.
Yes. Thank you so much, Joy. My name is Dr. Lucy McKenzie. I am chair and co-founder of Kenya North America Diaspora SACCO. It is the first women-only diaspora circle, and we are rocking and rolling. We are about to celebrate our 5th year. So on March 7th, we will be 5 years old. So we are excited about that. And we are also excited about the fact that we are having an impact. We are causing women to be able to have, to create wealth for themselves and for generations to come. I am also a CEO, co-founder also and co-owner of Sauti Contact Center here in Nairobi. I am also a farmer and many other things. I wear many hats, but today I am here as host of the Dime Show and Dime Talk Show, and we are excited to bring on my co-founder of Chama Champions, and we are going to talk and learn. There's a lot to learn about Chamas. It's not just it's not as easy as we think. So we are so delighted to host Wanyaga with us, and she is a co-founder and core person in Chama Champions. And I love what we're doing, and we are growing, and we thank God for that. And so now I'll let her introduce herself before we get into the nitty-gritties of this show today. Welcome, Wanyaga.
Thank you, Dr. Lucy McKenzie. Thank you so much. It's amazing to be here. Thank you, Joy. It's amazing to have you on board, and definitely have everybody else on board. So my name is Wanyaga MK. I am a nurse by profession, working with Machakos County. I always pride in that. I'm passionate about Chamas, very passionate, and one of the reasons we are here. I am the co-founder of Chama Champions, a platform on Facebook where we discuss matters Chamas, successes, challenges, and how we can mentor and mitigate some of these challenges that come around Chamas. I am the founder and chair for one of my successful Chamas, and one being the first one founded in 2016 by 10 members, Royal Ravens, chair and founder for Pakawa Investment Group, co-founder of Cast Investment Group, that is about 45 healthcare workers in Machakos County. And recently, and the latest one, Machakos Nurses Investment Group, the founder and the chair. So you realize most of them I get involved in getting along and knowing how to start them, because I am very, very passionate about Chalmers. So that is briefly me, and that is what I do.
I just have to ask, we all have 24 hours a day. With where are you getting all these extra hours or extra energy to do all these chamas? Whatever you're eating, we want.
Well, I think passion. I will call it passion, because for me, basically, the passion I have for Chamas is quite something I can't run away from. And you realize that even on the page on Facebook, there are a lot of questions that come, and you want to answer and engage experts that can come in and help members. So for me, I divide my time, and you will always find that I have time to dedicate this to what I love doing. As much as I love being a nurse, when I am done with work, I love being in Chama Champions.
Awesome, awesome. We are in the business of helping people create wealth. So this is, you can't go wrong with that. So let's talk about the question. This is one of the questions. How did Chamas come about?
So just looking at the history of Chamas, and basically from experience and from what I've read, you will realize that Chamas started as small groupings of women. And it started with women. In fact, it's very common in East Africa, and more specifically in Kenya. And Chama being the Swahili name for group. And you will notice it started with women. Either these women were attending church together, or maybe they are in a community at home. And these are the small communities. We are not talking about big groups. That's how Chama started. So they form something small, and you find probably they even start with contributing little, like even 10 shillings, that is Kenya shillings per day. So you can imagine how much that little is. So they grew, and they realized this little can help get a goat. This
Wow.
little can help get a cow. And so when you look really at how they started, they have always been associated with women a lot. But obviously, with time, things are changing.
Wow.
Awesome. Awesome.
Wow, it's interesting that you're saying Chamas, because maybe people, you might have to explain to them. And I know you're all listening there and you're wondering, Chama, what is Chama? There's merry-go-round, there's all these. Maybe you can try to define for us a little bit the Chama you're talking of, and the merry-go-rounds, and which others, Lucy, are there? The welfares, if you
Yes.
can maybe define it so that people can really understand, because are they all Chamas?
Yeah, so just to answer that is, a Chama is a group. We have come together to do something.
Okay.
So, and I usually say it and advise groups. The best is to know, why are you coming? What is bringing you together? So you will find these people who come together for merry-go-rounds, very common in this country, very common in Kenya, and I think in other parts of the world. And you find that we are like the three of us, for example, and we decide we shall be contributing 10,000. And every 10,000, we give it to Joy, for example. We give it to Lucy, number two, and the third person being Wanyaga, for example. Those are merry-go-rounds. Others have escalated them now to make them investment chamas, which is what I pride myself in. So we are contributing money, and we start doing table banking. I think I'll talk about it later. And then going into investments, into real estate, into property, and even into business. Others have formed chamas for welfare, such that in case I have bereavement, for example, for my nuclear family or my parents, the chama will contribute an amount to me. Either they contribute monthly or that time. Others are for weddings. When there's a wedding, people contribute. Others are for dowry. When there's a dowry, people contribute.
Wow.
So any activity that might be going along or somewhere, I always advise chamas to separate these issues. So
Okay.
as much as there are many chamas, the members decide, why are we coming together? Obviously, the founder has a lot of impact on this. So I
Yeah.
usually advise them, choose why you're coming together.
Okay.
Yes.
So can you tell us some of the major issues or challenges that chamas face?
Truly speaking, issues I've faced as I grew all my chamas. I think I have been in chamas for the last 10 years or so. And one of the biggest one is trust. And it will always work with us. I mean,
Yes.
it's not easy now. We decide we are going to be 10 of us, and especially for investment, and now we are loaning money, or even for merry-go-round. For example, if we go by alphabetics, I am Anne. So it means if we start now, the three of us, I am the one who's going to take the first, contribution we get. Assume now I decide when it's time for Joy, I think Joy will go second, and I decide I'm not going to contribute. It trust is a big issue when it comes to chamas. My advice to counter that has always to be, when you're bringing in on board the members you want to have, obviously you have to get like-minded. One rotten apple can ruin the chama. The other issue that affects chamas is that mixing of issues. I have seen it. It happens a lot. So that you find, if I am joining a chama, maybe I'm not interested in ever getting married, or I finished my marriage and a dowry and many things long ago, and then I join it with young people. When they are doing their dowry, I am lost. I'm wondering, now, why am I here? So I usually tell chamas not to mix issues, or they set aside a fund for that if they have to do it. The other one that affects a lot chamas is not agreeing on issues. So people are going this direction. You agree we are investing in property, or we agree we are going to save in a certain bank. Some others are saying, no, I have had a bad experience. And to counter that, I usually tell chamas, majority vote. Majority vote. Because if you are 10, for example, 10 human beings will not think the same. They will differ. So how we counter that, and how we have countered in all my chamas, is majority vote, irrespective of whether you are the chair. Like personally, I have headed all of them, but when it's time to make a decision, there's nothing like I am the chair there. If your idea does not win, it has just not won. So
Yes.
Yes, so those are some of the issues. Obviously, when you advance and when you look at chamas that have advanced to even registered as companies, and even the process of registering, if you do not have somebody guiding you, you may feel that is a big challenge. But if you have a partner guiding you, it is not such a big challenge. Then the filing of returns and providing the audited books, the books of accounts for audit. So
Okay.
those are some of the challenges, especially for those that have gone even into registration and doing business as companies.
Wow, wow, that sounds quite interesting. I like when you say books, and women
Mm.
and mathematics and putting things in order. My listeners, if you're enjoying this show, tell us, are you part of any chama? And if yes, which one? But maybe you don't want to tell us because normally these are very like secret groups, and it's something that I'm going to go straight away. But tell us if you're in a chama and ask your questions as we are going on. We are going to interact with you as well in the same time. Feel free. We are very easy group here. Nothing here is gonna be left unanswered if you want to ask. And for me, when it comes to Chama, and you say the structure of it, it's very, very different. And do you think Chamas are also there are Chamas dealing with gender? Because for me, I hear all along women, Chama, women, they're the ones who are buying to. The last time I heard about Chama, although they were calling it merry-go-round, at the end of the day, it was Chama. They were buying pots, yeah,
Yeah.
and they went to fridge. And I like the way you say you have to be structured. What do you want to have in this Chama? So I'm just wondering, are there other Chamas, or are they only related to gender, women, and the men? How is it? Because we need to motivate the men here as well who want to do Chama. Maybe you can elaborate to us. Are they gender-based? Because we need to be diverse here.
Truly speaking, is that you'll find that most chamas are run by women. And you will find women like these a lot. Because you see, if I want to fill my house quickly, I'll join a Glam My Home chama. So that you find if we are 10 of us and we are deciding every month we are contributing 5,000, they give me like 50,000, and I wanted to buy a TV, I'll buy a TV. Next month, the other person gets a fridge. Very common with women. But then men have embraced this. And I'll tell you, it's only that maybe they don't make noise. As women, they say we talk a bit more. And you will
Yes.
find that men are in chamas a lot. And in all my chamas, I think only one is a women base. All the others have men. And in fact, men are officials. They are officials, they are leading the groups, they are there, they are participating, they get involved. They are the ones who go and get where the land is, who is in charge of fencing. They are the ones who know the fences, the cement, the poles. So it's amazing to have them on board. They have always amazing ideas. And I know they are there for men. You find they are purely men chamas, and they are contributing and doing stuff. I've even seen a chama where you find men support their colleague to go and now pay down. So it's just a men only chama, and
Wow.
they go there, and they, when it's time for the man to go and get the bride, they are there and they contribute goods. I've seen one, and it's doing quite well.
Awesome. So, based on the fact that you've mentioned that most chamas are women driven, there's this emerging concerns and issues with regards to gender of
Yeah.
this empowered woman and the boy child.
Yes.
Do you have any input on this issue of how the boy child could benefit from an empowered financially woman?
Yeah. When it comes to chamas, my suggestion is like when I was starting Royal Ravens, for example. Royal Ravens has how many? Three gentlemen, very active, very proactive. They will ask questions. They will run the show most of the time. In fact, you'll be so shocked they can be more proactive than us, the ladies.
Okay.
And I usually encourage women, even as you start these chamas, there are men there who are very interested. I know there's one starting today, and the person who is leading it is a man, and it was so amazing to see how he's getting involved. I'm so proud of him. I'm sure he's watching. He started it just the other day after our show last weekend. He's already
Okay.
gone to the social development office today. He's already contacted the partner of choice who they chose to be KCB, and it's a man doing all this. So you can see, I think sometimes they are not, as we can also get busy with work at home, but he is very proactive. So for me, to help them, the boy child, and not to help them, not to leave them out, is to incorporate them in these Chamas. They are very, very informative.
I agree with you. I agree with you. And I'm seeing all the people are coming in, questions are rolling in. Get prepared. And we really need to get to this question. They are listening to us. Welcome, share. It's about Chamas, how they are found. And we also need to go into this because I know you're in Kenya. We also have to talk about the diaspora thing as well. So we're gonna be bringing this because I know in diaspora we also have Chamas and all that. Before we get into more details into more how their challenges and how they are really formed, especially, right? How is it maybe and I would like also Lucy to also chip in, especially with in the diaspora Chamas. How are they this formed? How are they? How is the structure behind it? Because people just coming, the merry-go-round is like some few people in Kenya, and then your sister and your brother can join. The culture and the family member are around, and some of the students you went to school with. Now you also have this diaspora side where we don't know each other. And trust. How are they formulated to make them function? I'm doing this to both of you because you're also part of the Chama Champion and all the Chama Champions people here. Thank you for joining as well. I can see you're all coming in. But let's also try to encourage the diaspora because in Kenya model, it looks like it works so seamlessly, yeah, so easy. and for me, I'm still trying to think. I mean, this Chama Champion. If you haven't gone to it, have a look at it, Chama Champion. It has this WhatsApp group where people join in anytime and they don't know each other. And I go like, oh, how are they doing this? Now that's gonna be answered by. So I'll ask you, what is the structure behind? Is there a structure that you have that to make them really well? Because there are good ones in the bottom. Let's stick to the one, the successful ones. Go ahead.
I will handle the 4 that I am running right now. The one in 2016, we decided to start because we were employed the same year. So you were suffering the same thing. I mean, we will stay for some time before the government pays. And we came together as friends and as colleagues. The one in 2021, the Pakawa one, was formed also by colleagues. Now, the recent one that I formed as 44 members, I think formed in August 2021. And that is now colleagues across Machakos County. Some I have never seen them. But I think, when you do this over and over, people get to trust you. And what we decided to do, now that I've done it over and over, I have a draft constitution that guides me. I usually pick, I know who I want to run, for example, the Chama with. For example, I have done this with Lucy. So I will be more comfortable with asking Lucy, there's this new thing I'm thinking about. What do you think? But then the constitution allows, once members join, allows elections so that members will contribute. The moment they join, they become, their majority vote matters. Whatever they decide, we are not imposing. As much as I'm the founder, what they will decide is what we go with. Obviously, a lot of guidance because of experience. And I will tell you, when I formed the one for 44 people, it was scary. I was wondering, how will I deal with 44 people, 2,000 per month, 88,000 in the bank. So what I usually do is there's always the position for chair, secretary, and treasurer. I'm very sensitive about the treasurer position because we are talking money, and integrity is very key. I am also against, I am always against people sending money to somebody. Money is a temptation. So if you choose me as a treasurer and you send it to my M-Pesa, for example, and something happens and I use your money, maybe I use your money and I'm there and I'm crying, you might have pity on me. We are human beings. But then to avoid that and mitigate that risk, I usually advise Chamas, open an account directly with your financial partner. It's always amazing to work with a financial partner because for me, I work with KCB. We shopped around, we got KCB Bank, and we started. And as I touched slightly about the diaspora, one of my treasurers for one of the Chamas, in fact, the stable one, and the ones that I would say is the oldest, Royal Ravens, is not in the country. And amazing, she still does her work while she's there outside in the diaspora. She's the one who runs the maths. We have done e-banking, so she will transact even from that end. She knows her work. When it's time to send her contributions, she sends on time. It's just amazing to know that they can be done even when you're outside there.
Yeah. Wow. Wow. But what about this? How, you have like constitutions, those ones. How are
Yes.
those ones prepared? Because you just form, how does it, you need a constitution or something written. I don't know how you would call it. Maybe I'll let you explain that.
It's a constitution, and any chama that starts without that, you're doomed to fail. Why will I say that? You know, human beings will always be human beings at some point. We have been created by God in our own unique ways. And sometimes we might decide to, I call it, we can be cheeky or something. And now I decide, I borrowed a loan from Roy Ravens and I don't want to pay. They don't have to sit and think. They just need to open the page for loans. What does that page say? It says I should pay my loan by that date. And if I don't pay by, for example, today is 28th, if I get an advance today of a loan, they give 300K. If I get 300K today, I'm given 24 months to pay. If I don't pay, 28th February, I'm supposed to deposit some amount. If I don't deposit by midnight, the treasurer, despite the timelines in Kenya and in the US, she will charge me 500 shillings. So when I pay, she gets 500 shillings. If you don't respect that, we call that gross misconduct, and we are not so much interested in your money. We are interested in you having financial discipline. The Constitution gives us the mandate to just tell you it is okay. Our relationships comes to an end when you don't want to respect the rules. So we'd rather give your money back without even taking a cent, get your money back, please save it somewhere else. And what makes Chamas fail is because they don't have constitution. So when it's a time to make a decision, and Lucy is my friend, I start being lenient. Let me give an example. When I remember when I was getting, when I got my second-born daughter, I was in hospital. And I remember I had a loan. I will never forget. I had a loan for Royal Ravens, and I forgot. I mean, I was in hospital. I forgot that this is my day of payment. And you know, I paid fine for 3 days. I paid 500. I had forgotten. So the first thing, once you send the money, she will get the fine and then tell you this is your balance. So it is that strict. Despite that, I was the founder. It was a year old. I was the founder and I am the chair. There's nothing like that. Rules apply. So that is very important for Chalmers. Very important.
Wow. I let Lucy talk about the Chamas there, because I'm very interested how I know some people have them and how they are run as well.
Well, chamas are they exist, and so you get a group of people who are like-minded and who want to do certain things together. And like Wanyaga has said, the constitution is important. And a lot of times I think that is, we are so quick to form the chama that we forget that the rules are equally as important. And so we tend to firefight once an issue happens and you're creating rules after the fact. So if you're creating rules after the fact and I'm the offender, I will say, well, this rule was not there before, so it doesn't apply. This is for a future problem that I will cause. So as much as it is time and painstaking to sit down and have to read through the Constitution, I think that is one of the most important things that you can set, so that when you invite people to join this chama, they are coming to something that already has rules. So they can't come and bring their rules to the chama because they are guests. Okay, and also they need to sign on these rules, that they will abide by these rules. That way, if they don't sign off on that they will abide by the rules, then it becomes an issue. Also, the other problem that comes up in chamas is when you don't vet the members correctly. Okay, because when you are not going in the same direction, then it becomes very, very difficult to have a chama. You will be having something similar to a chama, but not quite, because you will never achieve goals when you haven't vetted the members that are going to be part of your group properly. Other things is attitude. And when you look at some of the very successful chamas that we read about, many of these ladies, mostly, I will talk about the ladies, Many of them did not go to college. So then they are driven to be successful. Whereas for us in the diaspora, we are learned, we have crossed the river with a plane. We know it all, and nobody can know more than we know. And that becomes an issue when we are talking about in a Chama setting where other people can't have a voice. And so some of those are the challenges that we face when we are talking the survival of chamas within the diaspora. However, there are so many nice chamas that have succeeded. Women, I'll talk about women because I don't quite know of a men only chama, but women are doing amazing things. They are supporting each other financially when they have bereavement. They are having goals to buy land and resell, buy real estate. So when you are driven by the same purpose, oh my goodness, there is no sky. We don't even see the sky. It is completely limitless. And also key, every member needs to agree on the amount that you're going to be contributing. Okay? You cannot consistently on the date, like Wanyaga said, consistently on the date it's due, have a fine, and have agreements, because the three of us can be friends, yes? And then we say, our chama, we will be contributing 10,000. Then I am not able to contribute 10,000 during the time it is supposed to be contributed because I'm not financially there. So, and though I'm your friend, don't just give me leeway. Yeah. Because what I'm going to do is drag down the chama when it comes to doing projects. So if I'm only able to contribute 5,000, I should look for a chama that allows me to contribute my 5,000 without any stress and without me telling you guys, I will remove 5,000 now and then I'll remove 5,000 at the end of the month. So this person, we are constantly taking money out of their pocket and yet they're struggling. So everybody in the group needs to be able to agree on how much money they will be contributing, when it will be contributed, and for what purpose it will be contributed. So that's what I would say.
Wow. Before we go to half time now, we are exactly half the discussion. Time goes really fast, I told you guys.
Can you believe that?
It's already half hour gone, but we want to engage with everybody here. I can see before even go off, I can say, hi, ladies there from Florence, Karibu Sana, welcome. We have Lucy here, nice discussion. We also enjoy you listening to us on and we also have on YouTube, amazing discussion. Eliza from Genesis Real Estate, Karibu Sana, wherever you are. I want to see also diaspora here. I can see Mary, the Caro, Karibu tuned in. I can see my German friends here as well. Flavia, Karibu from Uganda. You guys also have Chamas to welcome. You're very good at that as well. I can see Francisca, Karibu, and quite a lot of you. Janet, hey, Janet from UK. Karibu, the two big ladies, face of Kenya International in the house. Oh, yes, you should be here as well.
Yes.
So we are so excited to have you all here. Ask your questions slowly by slowly. We're going to go in. I can see my dear friend from UK. I cannot miss that. Milka, hi, how are you? Tutonga. Chama, she's one of the Sawe Sako directors, so I'm excited to all of you here. Welcome. We're going to take a short break, and when we come back, we want to talk now in a really engaging way with all of you there and see why are there not so many circles in the diaspora, the advantages and disadvantages, and how to make them even stronger, and get deeper into also your questions. So keep throwing your questions on the chat. We're going to see them here. And also I'll ask Dr. Lucy and also Wanyaga to check on your groups. And somebody else asked about your Facebook page. They do have it. It's Chama Champion, just as the way it's written. I had seen a question there, just to also make sure that this person doesn't have to wait for too long to see the Chama Champion groups. And Lule, yeah, why, Wanyaga, does your Chama have a Facebook? Yes, a very active one. And we're going to try the link also there on your platform, and it's called Chama Champion. As you can hear, they're champions. That group, I am just excited of what they're doing. And you know what? You're not going to be left out, diaspora. We are joining it, but let's learn from the experts first. So we're going to take a short break and come back with the questions. So I thank you in less than 3 minutes. We'll be back here.
Thank you.
Niajiwase. TapTap Send Money Transfer has launched its app in Kenya. Send money to M-Pesa and Kenyan bank accounts. Send money quickly at the best rate. Hustle-free. Available in the UK, France, Italy, Spain, Netherlands, Belgium, and Germany. Too mucky too.
Yes, and those of you who are wondering what is WhatsApp, not WhatsApp, TapTap Send. Yes, names are quite crazy nowadays. TapTap Send, Zoom, and all that stuff. Yes, TapTap Send. You can also get a check. It's an app. Download it on your mobile. It's a very simple app, and you can use transfer. And if you're a first person to use the TapTap for the first time, you get, if you're in Europe, you get 10 euro extra or more when you're sending. And US, you get $20. So it's a very great product for you. If you are Chama, and especially Wanyaga, you need to get yourself with a TapTap. Your people who are sending from diaspora to your group, they should be using this. It has free fees. You don't pay any fee for that. And actually, it's the best rates at the moment, especially for regular payers. So there you are. Back to you, Lucy, with the next questions.
Awesome, awesome. We are thanking all of you who are already tuned in, and we ask that you share this information with your friends because it is valuable and it will help them. And so let's talk about Wanyaga. How Chamas, what's the impact Chamas have had? What would you say is the impact when you compare to... No, let's just first hear about how the Chamas have had an impact with regards to uplifting people from where they are, whether it's alleviating poverty, being able to meet their needs.
Well, thank you. Lucy, I will handle. I've been in a Chama where those are now women, the one that is for where they began, in fact. I never stopped contributing. It's by women who sell mamamboga, those who sell vegetables along some streets in Nairobi. Mm-hmm. Those who people would think are below where you would say they're not. They're just struggling here and there. But since I joined them in 2014, we started, I think the minimum contribution was 200 Kenya shillings. That is less than $2 currently. And we have grown, and I've seen them grow, because what happens is with these contributions, they're able to borrow money against their savings. And you'll see somebody will come and borrow money and pay school fees for their kids. Somebody will borrow money and go and boost stock for their business. And they've been able to repay it back. And even as we take the model a bit now more simpler, trying to make these loans now very affordable for them, so that you find if somebody's borrowing a loan of like 10,000, they will only pay with maybe within 3 months, and the interest per month is 100 shillings. And this in itself makes them feel part of it. And you see that you can, if you look at sometimes the banks and people, the way they have perceived banks would be how to afford loans. And if you're not in business, for example, or you're not employed, it might be difficult for you to afford a loan. So Chama's now coming as a way. You've been saving, it is time for you to get a loan, and a cheap loan for that matter, to advance your project, to buy a car if you're looking for a car, to get into business, to buy property. So that is one thing I have noticed. And I'll tell you now, coming to the ones that I have founded, and what I see, we started with 70 shillings. And 70, well, when we were starting, it seemed like it was just like less than $1. It looked like it's something so small. Then we decided we would rather translate it to a month. And the month came to about 2,100 Kenya shillings. That's about $17 or $18 roughly. And when we look back at where we are, we started in 2016, slowly by slowly, we have been able to buy property We are able to loan up to 300 Kenya shillings to members, and members access these loans so easily. And now with financial partners that have provided us with platforms for like e-banking, members don't go through the hassle of, I need guarantors to guarantee my loan. They just apply, they send us the form, we approve, and we do e-banking. We just transfer the money to your account or to your M-Pesa, depending with where you've given us the destination for the money. And I've seen this, it excites members very much, because somebody will apply for a loan at the comfort of their home, send us they scan the form, send it to us, we approve the loan, we start we initiate the transaction, and within like 5 minutes, they have their money, so long as our officials have logged in and approved the transaction. And that has excited members. And I think that is one of the greatest success I see. They feel they're part of it, and it's so easy for them to access money when they need to pay school fees. I've seen many take loans to pay school fees for advancing their careers, and even some to buy property at different points.
Okay.
Yeah.
Fantastic. Joy?
Yeah, I mean, this is quite amazing, the way you're saying it. And I just wondering, just to also to throw something there in terms of the advantages and the economy it's bringing, the development of the economy, because I've seen that and compared to the Chamas and SACCO, and I've seen some question coming up in that area to share with that. The Chamas, because you say they are very oriented with one project, whether they want to, let's say, I'll talk about that. So if we, some of us cannot afford to go to Kenya, and you people don't laugh, eh? We have to save so much to come. If you have a family of 4 of 10, you are very expensive, Kenya. And so we say a Chama of flying to Kenya, fine, right? And then other circles they want to buy buildings and plots. Now, mashamba. There are those women who just buy shamba. We'll bring you another discussion on that one, how to uplift yourself from there. So, do they get circle? I mean, Chama, do they get dividends, or is it a special circle that gets dividends, or how does that? Because for circles, because they are more in the institutional and very constituted so much with laws and policies. How is it the Chamas? Do they get dividends, or it's only according to what they have put themselves? And are they regulated? I'll bring in the diaspora in me inside.
Yes.
Are they also regulated?
Yes.
In fact, you'll find most people, they form Chamas and they just run Chamas. Most of the Chamas, in fact, that is something I followed up quite long and noticed that most of the Chamas, they'll just start and they don't know there is a process for registration to make sure that you can be recognized by the government. And simple is start from registering in the social development offices, and you're registered as a self-help group. And it is recognized and it is there and it's able to do, you're able to save your money and do your stuff. But when you come to the bank signatories, you'll find it is a joint account, but it's under the name. If it is registered, you'll take that certificate to the bank, and it is under the name that appears in that certificate. Now, most of them you'll find either do not know that that is there, or they have not gone to that step. Then there is also the fact that the banks will work with you and advise you for you to be able to transact, get loans from the bank, you need to be a company. And even for you to be able to buy property. See, when we buy property as a Chama, it will go, the names that will, let's say, are like land, the names that will be on the title will be the name of the officials, which is risky because we can decide that is our land. It is not Chama land. But when you're a company, it is going to be under the name of the company, which is safer for all the members. So my advice to Chamas, even as we are forming and coming together, is you can start maybe at a registration as a self-help group, and you start saving and you start now giving out loans here and there, whatever model. These models people are the ones who discuss, and the constitution gives them that money to decide this is how we want to run our Chama. Then as you move to investment, register as a company, because the company is a legal entity. It will be able to transact. It can be sued. It is very advisable to work as a company, to transact as a company, especially at the point of investment. I will briefly talk about the economy and Chamas. I think yesterday I had a meeting with KCB Bank, and we were just having a discussion on how much Chamas are generating in terms of what they are banking, and it is running into billions, So you
Yes.
can imagine the kind of money people have and are operating around, contributing table banking. And this table banking now being escalated to you're doing table banking, but over the internet, and over the accounts. And it was amazing to hear KCB report that investment Chamas are banking with them and into billions, in a lot of money going around.
Wow.
Yeah,
So
and also go ahead. I just wanted to point out something here, and also the bonds. You're supporting the government, right? Because you don't put the money into the bank, so it just doesn't stay in the bank. Maybe you can elaborate people also how you get into that point to make sure that it invests even better.
That's a discussion. In fact, we're having a lot on Chama Champions with Dr. Lucy, because we're trying to show Chamas that there are so many companies out there where you can put your money in money market fund. Instead of having money lying, you see, you have an account, yes, you contribute, money goes to the account, you agree. If you have done an estimate and seen maybe 50,000 is borrowed every month or 100, then the rest, let it be somewhere earning interest for you. And the beauty of money market funds is also that you can easily access this money anytime. You can, if a member wants loan, in fact, there are many Chama options for Chama accounts for in money markets.
Money markets.
So it is something we're also advising Chamas to do as a way of investment. And trust you me, when you work with a good financial partner, they will show you options. You can get a loan and buy this. The banks will be there to give you a loan. You can even negotiate for that. I've seen Chamas where banks, and you negotiate with the banks, the Chama is advanced the money, obviously when it is a company and members are able to borrow. So that you find, if, for example, Joy, you're not employed here in Kenya, for example, you're not able to get a loan, the Chama can negotiate, get a loan on your behalf. And you're able to get that loan through the Chama, and you'll be paying to the Chama, and the bank will be deducting from the Chama account. So it makes it easy for you. You've been able to access a loan, a personal loan, and you've been able to develop yourself. But more into that is that this money that we are having lying idle, it should be somewhere. It should be somewhere generating some money. And I will tell you this, my Chamas, I think the interest is so little. But when we have loaned out like 300,000 to 5 people, the processing fee is 1%. That alone tells you we will be left with 3,000 times 5. The Chama account will have 15,000 as profit.
Yes.
And that same year, it will have earned an interest of 15,000. So in a month, in a month, a loan of 300,000 given to 5 people will have earned 30,000, just like that.
Wow. Well, I don't know what we are waiting for, Lucy. Where do we start ours? It looks like so simple, my dear. We just need to get self-help group in Kenya. I think you have to be Kenyan and ID and passport. I think you have to be a Kenyan. People who don't have Kenyan's passport and ID. And you don't need so many people, self-help group. It's a very small group you can start. You need to go to Kenya and do that. And I think, Lucy, we have to make one, but we need the expertise. I think we have somebody here who's going to help us there. So we're going to go slowly to the question area because 15 minutes remaining. And I let Lucy maybe go ahead with as we get the question, as I get the questions up. Maybe if you had a burning question for her before we leave and before we forget the most important part we're here, and you can see that thing sliding there. Would you be interested in joining a diaspora circle?
Where
we have, I know, Nina Sako. It has been a name has never left my ear, my line. We are still talking circles, but Chama. But Chama, there are also circles, but these are special and very small defined. And as you heard, there are different kind of them. So write to us on the comment section, and as I hand over to Lucy as I look for your questions because I saw them already right from the beginning.
Okay, so Wanyaga, you mentioned table banking.
Yes.
Could you just briefly touch on that, because I know that is an exciting topic for many people. And so please just touch on that while Joy looks up any questions that are online.
Okay. In fact, I've noticed from Chama Champions, either people don't understand, people think it's hard. It's not hard. It's just like it's table and banking. So what used to happen and has always been happening is we meet, or you meet as a group, and you give your 1,000, 1,000, 1,000, money is put on the table, and then Joy wants a loan of 2,000, Joy is given a loan. Lucy wants a loan of 5,000, Lucy is given a loan. So we are just table banking. Now, to escalate that and what is happening and what wise Chamas will do is, instead of us having to meet, like, my Chamas, we don't meet to exchange money, but we do table banking. How? We have opened an account in KCB. All my Chamas are in KCB. And what happens is people send money directly to the account. Then you send us the message on WhatsApp. The officials have been linked to the accounts. So when Joy sends the money and sends the message to WhatsApp, or even deposits via receipt, we, the officials, are able to access the account and we can see truly Joy deposited the money. So by 15th of every month, everybody has done that. Everybody has banked. So instead of now being everybody we met for a meeting and gave the money, everybody has banked to the account. Anybody who wishes to get a loan can get a loan anytime. So Lucy decides, I need my loan. So what do? Lucy does an application and we advance the loan. And that is basically table banking now, having been escalated. And it is basically just meeting, exchanging money, and people are either borrowing or some will go to the bank. But now, to advance Chamas and to also reduce the risk of even attacks, you might be in a house somewhere, in a hotel, and you've contributed like 200,000, and then thieves decide it is time, and your 200 just disappears. The one that was even in your handbag goes. So to mitigate that, then we advise Chamas to go the bank way, open an account where you can do all these transactions, and that is basically also table banking, but now a bit escalated.
Awesome.
Good. The questions are now rolling up, but before you go there, because we talk about banking, do Chamas pay taxes?
No. They don't until they are registered as a company. They don't, by the way, unless you are registered as a company. Because you see, most of the time you're just contributing. I'm foreseeing, as we continue and as this conversation is escalating, the government might get an opportunity here. But I know when you've registered now and you're able to do business, like I know there's a Chama that is really interesting me, because they are registered as a self-help group and they're also registered as a company. And their company is transacting into millions, in fact, into millions of tenders, and they pay the taxes to the government. So they have the self-help group where they contribute their little money. They don't contribute a lot, but there's that company that is making them money. And every year they are doing their returns and paying to government what belongs to government, and they get dividends every end of the year. So that is a model that is also quite interesting to me, and also that Chamas would also wish to adopt.
Thank you for that. So we have a question here from Kari. Hello, I finished high school last year and we decided to start a Chama with some of my high school mates. We are 3 months in. Is there any advice you can give us?
Okay, to Kari, definitely it's to congratulate you for that. You've started early. It's amazing to see young people getting involved. I'm an advocate of young people, and especially also our children. We were making a joke that now we are starting a Chama for our children, where when we need school fees, we shall be contributing for them. So when we need school fees, somebody gets money from the Chama. Either you're getting a loan at one, so your child is getting like a loan, when you need school fees. So it's a Chama for them. They are saving slowly by slowly, and the parent is able to save. So I congratulate them for starting this. I'll also tell them to join Chama Champions. A lot of advice coming in each and every day. We try and regulate and make sure the discussion is more inclined to Chamas. And definitely to follow up on our Zoom meetings that we hold oftenly. And Dr. Lucy and I am sure we shall be bringing on board a lot of experts on Chamas and where Chamas can invest, even these ones that are very young and have started. But just to tell them they should open an account and start saving there.
We have already somebody here. Patricia want to join your chama. Do your chama have chances for joining? Utaingia yetu kwanza. Anyway, go ahead.
So currently, all of them are closed. There is none that has an opening for joining, but I'm sure many more will be coming on board. What I do, and Dr. Lucy and I are doing, when Chamas are joining, like I told you, there's one that started today. I'm very proud of them. I joined their WhatsApp group, give my insights, give my advise them on how to go about it. I'm observing them for a period of time, and then I will exit. And obviously, maybe when they need me again, I will be back. And now that this one is closed, I'm sure you, Lucy, and I should be forming one soon.
No,
and
it's
now
a
that
guarantee. It's a guarantee. Lucy hatatoka hapa na mimi amalana. So I'll be in. So guys, you're hearing me. Chama is coming up, and oriented more diaspora to break those barriers that are making us not to do what we need to do. Let's money work for us the way it should be. Instead of being scared. So we have a question here. Great insight here. I'm learning why Chama and not SACCO. Outline the benefits, please. You know, they hear us saying, join our SACCO. So now they're saying, yes, Chama. So she's getting confused.
Yeah, today you are.
But you do know that you can be a Chama that is within a SACCO.
Yes, in fact.
Exactly.
In fact, Chamas can register and be members of SACCOs. You pay the share dividend, I think, and also every month you're contributing. And when the SACCO is paying their dividends, the Chama benefits. So SACCOs are part of the financial partners we were discussing yesterday. So you can choose. A financial partner is not necessarily a bank. It could be a SACCO that walks the journey with you. And you find even these SACCOs have investment companies that they invest with. And in fact, SACCOs, you'll find sometimes they have land they have bought in big, massive, and they're giving it to their members at a discounted rate. And they are Chamas. So it is just a way that you're starting, and then you decide, where will we be banking our money? In a SACCO.
Yeah.
And Chamas have also grown to be SACCOs.
Yes.
Exactly.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Same thing. I like that. One goes join in, like even our SACCO is also taking Chamas. So if you're a Chama in Europe and from Kenya, you can join the SACCO as well. Same thing from the US and the Canada. So and the same thing, you can also form Chamas inside the SACCOs as well. So this is quite interesting. So do you want to add anything on that? Or you're okay with that?
No. I'm good.
Okay. So we have here Jambo Kito from Netherlands. Good job. I would like to know if they invested Chama money. Okay, I think we mentioned that. And 2, how are the conditions with KCB, other banks regarding to transfers? Sasa hii tutaita tu KCB, wewe ndo utatuletea watu. So
I will handle it because I've worked with them, with a journey with them. First, I will say yes, we have invested in property, we are proud in the first one, and I know the others are getting into investment. In fact, this year is that year we are calling it the year of big things. And now talking about KCB, I bank with KCB when it comes to Chamas. Why do I bank with them? When I was shopping around, they gave me I am from the medical world, so I didn't know much, but the way they welcomed me made me decide. We were with my friend and the secretary of Royal Ravens, and we decided this is the bank. Luckily enough, they won our heart. When we were registering to be a self-help group, they were there. They worked with us. They linked us to the people who were there. And even as we continue right now, they hold a lot of investment meetings for Chamas. I have attended quite a lot. They will work with you, and I'm sure very soon we shall be having them on Chama Champions, a discussion that we're having. They will come to talk to Chamas. Luckily, when you reach out to them as a group, they will come. They will give you all the options, not necessarily forcing you to be with them as their bank, but giving you the options that Chamas can embrace to invest.
Great. I think that's a good opportunity.
And in regards to transfers, not complicated. I told you one of my member is outside the country, and from the diaspora side of it, I'm sure she enjoys because it's not complicated.
Yes, tap send is there to send money nowadays. You all have all these transfer companies goes direct to the bank. direct to if you want to do it with the what's the other one for the Kenya mobile payment? Oh, M-Pesa.
M-Pesa.
M-Pesa. You can all do all that. And so I'm delighted with all that. Quite useful information here. So we have another question here. We have formed Chama for a long time, but somehow they just died. Now we have a very active, but we are not disciplined. My question is, how can we be able to invest in Kenya, not only a merry-go-round?
So you wonder that, or okay, let me just
you can give your input, and I can give my input.
Anywhere where there is no financial discipline, it will fail. Even in your house, when you get to 2,000 and you decide you're going to buy clothes and makeup, for example, when there is no food, what will people eat? The same thing with Chamas. If there's no discipline, they are not going far. They need to have financial discipline, and financial discipline is sending money when it is time to send money. There's no loophole about that. Where to invest? I'm sure Dime Talks has featured many real estate companies that have a lot of if they want to invest in real estate. And I think you've done a lot of background search for these companies and knew that they are legit companies. So that is an option they can obviously explore and invest.
And just to add on to what Wanyaga has said, when you say that you form Chamas for a long time and then they just die, usually they die because your focus has changed. And not everybody is aware that the focus changed. Okay? Any Chama that is not vibrant in terms of engaging the members, in terms of where you're going, like every year you call your meeting and you say, this year we want to buy X. Okay? If all you do is just collect people's money, and this money doesn't seem to buy anything that is of value to the members, the Chama will die. So one person will exit, then another, then they'll tell their friend, yeah, me, I left a long time ago. And so they also leave. And so you have to be focused in what you're doing. The Chama needs to stay engaged in terms of if there's any changes that have happened, it needs to be communicated to the members. And like Wanyaga said, discipline is a key. Discipline is key. And that is really what SACCOs and Chamas are all about. Developing a saving culture towards achieving a specific goal.
Yeah.
Wow. I think that said it all. Discipline. Even our SACCO, don't join if you cannot be punctual. We cannot have you. And we have to exit some people sometimes, because it's a discipline. That's the success of SACCOs and Chamas and table bankings and welfares, you name it. And another question, I sell land down at the coast of Kenya, and there are so many Chama which are buying a lot of lands down here. Apart from land, how else can Chama invest and get returns on this?
Well, I think there's so many opportunities. Obviously, real estate has always come in so handy many a times to Chamas, because you'll find members want something they can see. Either they buy property and then they subdivide, or they resell it later. Chamas can start businesses. If you look at some of the stories we have shared on our Chama Champion platforms, amazing story there by the old grannies and their story. The latest one we learned about a hotel. And so you find that Chamas can come and start a business together, a chain, in fact, of production. Yes. By the time you're raising like millions of money alone to start a manufacturing company, it might take forever. But if you're 10 of you, it might be easy to start that, and you are into business. They can also be in like money market funds, and in the also treasury, the government bonds, where maybe as they keep their money aside to accumulate it, they are earning some money also. So those are ways that Chamas can look at. So it's just like the personal way of saying, I want to invest. Also the transport industry. I've seen many Chamas in transport industry. And even more so the welfare Chamas. You find that we are a welfare Chama, and we have our own house company, for example, or matatu that people get when they are going for burials, or buses when they are going for functions, for car hire. So there are so many options that Chamas can invest in.
Great, great. We are winding up the questions. There are only 2 more left. Then we can wind up here. What bank do you recommend for Chama to open? And I'll combine it together with one more so that we can wind up quite faster because of time. Kindly give us ways of which Chama can grow as a group, ideas of how to grow instead of just table banking, because most Chamas here always on merry-go-round because of lack of ideas. You need to join Chama Champions, guys. And I'll let you, they're also there on the chat, you can see. Thanks for the amazing discussion. How do you do a Chama of people who are in different financial abilities? So I'll let you answer those, and I think those are the end of the questions. The others will answer them on the chat as we move on later on.
Okay, those are 3. The first one is about the bank. Obviously, having banked and worked with KCB Aljani, that has been quite interesting, I must say. And anybody who is reaching out to me, I'm linking them directly to KCB. Well, I hope they will continue with what they did to me, because for me, it's a relationship that they formed with me, and my Chamas. When I have an issue, I'm able to raise it. They're able to sort it. When I need to visit the bank, they'll tell me, you need to come because of ABCD. And I feel they have taken care of my needs and my Chama members. So, and obviously, I must admit, the journey of investment, they have come when we have called them for AGM meetings. When we are holding our meetings, we tell them we need somebody, and they send somebody to come and talk to us about investments. And we don't pay. So it's obviously a good thing, when the bank decides they will send somebody. The other thing they also do, once in a while, when you're having your meetings and they want to be involved, or they invite you for investment meetings, which are purely organized by them. They bring on board experts, and you don't pay. So you just attend and learn. So for me, it has been a great journey with KCB Bank, and I would encourage Chamas. That is the bank that I've been working with. Lisa's asked about how to grow. Table banking is magical. It is magical. You can make a lot of money with table banking because of the little interest. It seems little, but you, Joy and Lucy, will agree with me that SACCO loans are also at very little interest, but it is always magical.
Yes.
Because members are borrowing, and many of them are borrowing because they find it cheaper, and a lot of money is being generated. What I know is not so magical is merry-go-round, because merry-go-round is like keeping your money somewhere under the mattress, saving. So it's only being kept by somebody, then they'll give it back to you. Then somebody with financial capabilities, yes. What I advise Chamas is, one, join one that you will be able to afford. And Dr. Lucy said that clearly. I wouldn't like to join a Chama where people are contributing 100K per month. Oh my God, it will mean that I get almost all my salary and I put it there. What will my children eat? So I would rather go like where I'm able to afford, for example, where I feel like I contribute this amount of money, and also because you're trying to feel at home. So you might find, for example, Wanyaga MK Chama, people contributing 200K. Is it because I'm affording, or am I there because I want to be social class, or they are contributing 20K, or they are contributing 1,000? So it is there, and I advise people to join Chamas that they feel they will not struggle when it comes to contributions.
Yeah.
Good. You want? I think that this question was also related to what you mentioned earlier, but I think this one is related to us circles, the diaspora circles. I thought you should throw it. How does it work with diaspora circle in case of meetings and it's at times isn't matching? How will this discussion work? How many people are you looking at? So this is the way it works. It's also very oriented with location and the needs of the circle. Circles just don't operate just like that. We have diverse one. Like you can see, like Europe, we have the Awe Diaspora Circle in Europe, taking Kenyans in Europe, and Kenyans who are in the US and Canada, they take Kenyans there as well. So and also returning people from Kenya. So of course, in US and Kenya, we have a different time margins, but they do work it around. I'll let him answer that. But in in the Awe Diaspora Circle, what we do is that because our times are very related, meetings of SACCOs are actually very regular. You cannot just say today, wake up, we meet. That's not the way it works. We have like 15. It's actually in the constitution. It's much complicated than a Chama. So it says exactly probably once for the committee member is more regular than for the members. The members probably the AGM and SGM, which happens as of once per year. And if there are issues online, thank you to online, that's where we meet most of the people. And the numbers of SACCOs are not limited with numbers. So, and we have that discussion. I think it's in our agenda for SACCOs discussion. We'll come here with the members also of different SACCOs to also discuss about how diaspora SACCOs are really run for people to understand. Because I think there's most of the diaspora lack information. And that's why we have Dime talk shows to inform you what is happening on the ground, how you can catch up. I know you have been disconnected with the continent too long. There's so many investments you can do on the ground. And I'll let Dr. Suso to mention that and as we wind up the show.
All right. Thank you so much, our viewers, for joining us for this Friday to engage Chama Champions and to talk about how do you move from an idea to actualizing it into an actual Chama that will become successful and have impact to yourselves and to your members. So Ms. Wanyaga will give you a last word that you may want to give to our viewers. And then Joy and I will conclude, and we want to appreciate you. Thank you so much for taking your time on a Friday evening to come and have this conversation with us.
Thank you very much, Dr. Lucy. I'll mention three things. One is money is always eager and ready to work for anyone who is ready to employ it. So we need to employ money. Then I will quote a quote I love. I just love it. It is by the late Dr. Chris Kirubi, a man that I respected. You don't just sit and borrow money. Let your money work for you. Look for various avenues to invest and grow your cash. Spend less, save more, and accumulate wealth and money that you can spend in future. That is a quote that I've always worked with, and one of the ones that I always encourage people to do. And as I finish is to wish everybody on Chama Champions the best and encourage you to join Chama Champions. A lot is in store for all of us as we mentor you and see you escalate to great Chamas. So I am inviting everybody to join us on Chama Champions. Engage us. Lucy and I are very available. And Joy now. Joy, we are getting you on board.
Yeah, I'm in that one. I'm in. I'm learning. And we're so happy to have you as well. Sorry about that. Chakula imeiva. Time's up. I know. Give us 2-3 minutes. I know those lovely children.
Yeah.
So anyway, so we are going ahead. We are action takers. I can tell you, we never leave the show without an action. We are going with you guys. We are heading forward, and you are the link leader as usual. Diaspora, I can see somebody there who was saying, "Hey, Musiniache, don't leave me." Wherever you are, Dungu.
Ndongo. It's called Ndongo.
I mean, I don't know how to read Kikuyu anymore. Oh my goodness.
It's called Ndongo.
Dongo, you are in. Men are needed on this diaspora. We take you with you as well because I hear they are bringing good stuff in Chamas, the calculations and all. Now we also have our SACCO is for men. Before I forget, so we also have men in. So, but this one is about Chama. There's Chama in SACCO, and even the SACCO we are going to form Chama. But our SACCO at the moment is going a very interesting movement, and we're gonna be announcing it soon, and it's gonna be very, very exciting for most of you who are already in it, and we're already seeing good stuff coming up, and we're excited about it, and we are looking for people who are very committed. So thank you so much. I am Joy. I'm going to hand over to Lucy because and as she tell us, when are we starting this Chama?
Well, it's going to be soon. I can assure you that the need is out there and the requests are coming fast and furious. So be on the lookout for that. It is going to happen soon. But if you are in North America, USA, in Canada, in any of the 23 North American countries, and you're a woman, and you're Kenyan, and you are looking for a vehicle that will help you achieve your dreams in terms of creating wealth, we welcome you to join KNADS, Kenya North America Diaspora Circle. We are still taking members, and we want you to achieve great things in 2022. So let's share the information with your friends and your relatives, and do come in. And after 6 months, you're able to borrow a loan and begin your journey into creating wealth. So welcome if you are in North America. And if you're a returnee from North America, you're also welcome to join us. So Joy, I give this back to you.
Thank you so much. As you can see there, all our circles are being flashed out there. There's KNADS, which is the US and Canada, as well as returning Kenyans. And you also have our circle, as you can see there, is also reforming itself. We invite Kenyans in Europe, women and men. We didn't close for the men as well. We included them. And so feel free to reach out to us. We are very available on our platform, and as you can see there on the website, check out on our website. They're very visible. So, and don't forget, today it's about investing into different channels. Let's have different way of. Have you seen Corona? Corona has taught us we need to have all these different. I had, seven. If you are a good investor, you should have 7 ways of. That's a lot, but
Income
7 streams of getting a little money here and there, and this is one of them. Chamas are one of them, circles are one of them, and we encourage you to do that. We'll be coming back again with more discussions coming up, and we are so excited for that. And before I forget, some of you who are asking, I can see some information there. People who are, I want to appreciate you for listening. We had a lot of over 40 people here. Thank you so much. Thanks for the info. Have a nice weekend. Thank you. I want to appreciate your time as we're interested to join Chama Champion. Yes, right now go on Facebook and write Chama Champion. You'll find the link, and we're gonna put it here as well on the chat. It doesn't, I didn't have the second, but we're gonna put it here and on Face or where we're putting also on YouTube, and then I also see here a lot of information. People are interested with all the discussion in here, and interested. I think I'm interested in Chama Champions. You see, you have a lot of people in here who are looking forward to that. Oh God, thank you, Sarman. Surname. Oh, who is that? Oh God. Okay, your son, my surname, whoever that is. Thank you so much. Thank you, ladies. It's been great. And I wanted just to give a thank you for making time to always come. Thank you, Milka. Very informative discussions. We appreciate your time. Share, come back again. Who are listening us later, we'll also be here next time. So thank you. And we're going to see you again. And Lucy, who are our guests next time? Do we keep it a secret or do we share?
No, secret.
But we tell you normally in advance. 1 week.
Yes.
Join Dime Talk Show. We have a Dime Talk Show page where we share all that is coming, and I would encourage you to do that. You also have a YouTube. Dime Talk Show is a very important page that you get all these, even offers, and we even have a link that we share with you information directly whenever we get offers in different places. Last year, we had a lot of lands, and now we are coming out for Mashamba. Watu wa Mashamba, this year, apana, tender properties. So let's step up. These are shambas, they're underwater. You don't even know where they are. We need to step up. We need to advance ourselves. So thank you so much. And I'll leave you with, of course, tap, send. And I also want to mention about the other video. It's about health. If you are in a diaspora who have problems having sleepless nights about medication or other issues of payments, when send money home, it goes to different areas. We had a guest. We're going to invite them again. It's about diaspora care. They do solve all that for you together with the home and family member. Very great platform. So I'm going to start with that and go to the tap set. And thank you, Lucy. Thank you, Wanyaga. We are definitely Chama Champion. I'm here looking at it, learning, and I'll be joining you guys definitely as soon as possible. Thank you so much.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you.
Caring for your loved ones while far can be challenging. Are you a Kenyan, Nigerian, or Ghanaian supporting family back at home? Or do you live in a city and support family away from you? We know you care. We care too. Introducing Diaspora Care, an easy way to pay for healthcare services. Say no to the frustration, mistrust, inconvenience, and expensive way to transact. Pay now stress-free in easy steps. 1. Download the Diaspora Care app. 2. Register as a supporter. 3. Attach your card or load your wallet via mobile money. 4. Add a beneficiary. Pay for your beneficiary's medication from the comfort of your phone. Enjoy speed, high speed of transaction, affordability, low cost of transactions, accountability, wallet management, trust, guarantee that the money is spent on actual medical services and no other things, convenience, transact from your mobile phone, quality care, guarantee quality medication, be in control. Get medication invoices real time and pre-approve how much you spend on your loved one's care. Living abroad? Feel at home with Diaspora Care. Download the app on Google Play Store or iOS. For more information, visit www.diasporacare.com or send an enquiry through hello@diasporacare.com.
Niajewase. TapTap Send Money Transfer has launched its app in Kenya. Send money to M-Pesa and Kenyan bank accounts. Send money quickly at the best rate, hassle-free. Available in the UK, France, Italy, Spain, Netherlands, Belgium, and Germany. Tumakitu.